What's up, guys? This is going to be a Beerus deck profile as well as gameplay video. So if you guys are interested in the gameplay video, just skip ahead to see how the deck works on a turn-by-turn basis. But here's the deck that I came up with in a short amount of time. So I was reading the number of Beeruses. We have way more Beeruses than we actually that I thought we did. There's even one outside of the set as well, but I chose not to include it because of deck space reasoning. So let's get right into the deck profile here. So the leader, what it does is it negates the exhaust skills of all red and yellow multicolored god cards in all areas. So there are some god cards that aren't necessarily Whis or Beerus into this archetype. There's something called Konik. Konik here is a card that you can charge for free. It also has an offering ability where if you basically combo with him, paying the 2 energy, and then pay an extra red energy, you can play this guy at the end of the battle. So the 2 energy to play to put this in the combo area is really expensive. So what you do is you use the Whis here to be able to reduce to basically play him for free from your hand. And so this circumvents paying the 2 energy to play this guy. And then at the end of the battle, you can just pay the 1 energy, which is the red energy, and then you're able to play this guy, and he does offering. This deck really abuses the fact that you can use offering really well, and so being able to use offering on your opponent's turn so they can draw more combo power. The red Beerus here is the one that's out of the set as well. It's a super combo that you can use really well with this deck because what it does is that it flips the top of your deck, and then if it's a red card, then you get this card gets plus 5k combo power, and then if it's a yellow card, then you can choose one of your cards and your opponent's cards in rest mode, and it gets minus 5k. So it acts as sort of like a 20k, sorry, a 15k combo power that allows you to draw a card, and so this is really good because if you can hit a multicolored card, which you do play a lot of, it's very likely that this card will actually combo for 15k. So really a strong card and allows you to draw cards, which is really strong. So we're going to go back here. What it does is that you can add a red or yellow god card from your hand to your Z energy, and then you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a red god to your hand. So it allows you to sift through your deck, but it also allows you to fill up your Z energy without actually having to attack. So if you're going first with this leader, which is ideal, you can place things into your Z energy right away, and this allows you to basically play the Whis as soon as possible. And obviously, you're going to need 2 Z energy to do so. So you can actually play this guy out on turn 1, assuming you're going second. But after that, but most of the time, you're going to be playing this on turn 2 because you want to be able to play this so that you can have more markers on this guy because you're able to block and stuff like that. So anyways, on the back side here, to awaken, you have to have a Z unison with a specified cost of 1, which we from the Z unison is, and so he is able to awaken as soon as turn 2. So that's going to help you do so, and then you're going to draw 2, and then add cards to your left. You have 6. On the back side here, he does have the inherent blocker ability here, which is really nice because your unison doesn't have a defense step. So if they go after the unison, you won't be able to combo from your hand. So that's kind of an issue with this deck. So what the creators designed to do is create a sort of like a Sin Shenron, Black Sin Shenron ability, where the leader has blocker ability, and so you can able to block the attack of anything that might come into the unison. And then on top of that, when you block an attack with this leader, then you're able to combo, which is really nice because the Whis ability here is a +1 on both players' turn because Activate Battle is not unique to the turn player's turn. So if it's your opponent that is attacking you, you can actually mark up the unison to 3 so that he'll have more markers so that he can survive longer. So on the backside here, he also is able to attack on the draw, whereas on the front side, he is unable to draw on attack or generate a +1. So anyways, then what he can do is when you use one of your red, yellow multicolored god cards in a combo, you can add a card up to 1 card to your life. So that's going to be really useful because it'll help you sustain life, and then it'll reduce the arrival cost of your Beerus card by 1 red card. So it allows you to arrival much more fluidly. The Z leader here requires that you have 1 red energy open, and then you have to have 3 or less life. And he's a 20k base stat, which is really nice. And they still kept the blocker kind of skill as well, so that you can block your unison from being attacked. Granted that this unison right here, if Beerus were ever to be good, might be susceptible to cards such as Black Smoke Dragon that removes the unison no matter how many markers it has. It also is able to be targeted by a lot of green cards that can remove markers off a unison. So although this card is a Z unison, it's it the fact that it is a Z unison does help with the fact that you don't have to waste cards out of your hand to play this guy. You can just simply play this guy from the Z extra, and you don't have to worry. Anyways, so what this card does is when it's your turn and you play an arrival card, which is pretty plentiful in this deck, you're able to draw a card. So this allows you to draw two a turn because you're going to be playing a rival card and then attacking and drawing a card. And then it says when you use one of your red multicolor god card combo, without taking a life, you can actually reduce the cost by one red as well. So we're going to go to the deck list real quick. So Godly Whims is the one I maxed out on because it does have the offering ability and the spirit boost. So in order for the offering to trigger, you do have the spirit boost off of your unison, but don't worry about losing that marker because what that really is saying is that you have to have a unison in play for the offering to trigger, because when he comes into play, it gives the unison one marker. So even though you're taking away a marker using the spirit boost, you're able to give that spirit boost, or you're able to give that marker back to the unison so that it is able to retain the number of markers that it had in the beginning. Additionally, what it does is when you do have a 2 yellow energy, you get to switch your opponent's battle cards or unison to rest mode. So sort of like the yellow strategy on being able to disrupt boards that are currently established. So really nice. And then of course you have the offering ability that allows you to either give your opponent an ultimatum. The ultimatum being your opponent either has to crit their life, take a life from their life and extend it to the drop, or they give you the option to draw 2 cards. And most likely, if you're getting down to 1 or 2 range, they're probably going to give you the draw 2. So that's why I maxed out copies on this. It also has the god name in it so that your leader can ignore energy exhaust and then charge this guy for free. Your boss monster is going to be this card. I only played 3 copies of this because I don't imagine you needing more than 3 copies of this within a game, because you can only play this card on turn 4 or more. So that means that you can only play one a turn because it has a limit 1 as well. So this card is really good because what it does is when it is played and you have 2 or more red energies in your energy, what happens is you get to choose one of your opponent's leaders or battle cards. Yeah, you get to choose either your opponent's leader card or battle card, and then they cannot attack until the end of the next turn. So it's kind of like you're removing the battle card in a way, or preventing a leader attack. So this is kind of like an inbuilt negate, where it's actually better than a negate because some leaders have dual attack, so prevents dual attack, whereas a negate does not, unless it's a floodgate negate. Additionally, what it does is that if you have 2 or more yellow energies, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets negative 20k. So that's a way of removal on 2 fronts, being able to stop a negation, basically negating a leader swing, and then also being able to ignore barrier, KO something with 20k or less, including indestructible. I forgot to mention that when you do to play this card for 2 energy, you are able to draw a card on play, so it replaces itself right away. Another card that's outside of the set, and it's also a 5-cost Beerus, lo and behold, and you're able to reduce this guy to 1 yellow energy, is the No Bars Hold. It's a very old card, came out of set, I believe it comes out of set 8, I believe. I can't read it because it's kind of blurry. But what it does is it chooses one of your opponent's battle cards with 30k or power or less to KO it. So if your opponent's going all in with the battle card that does not have barrier, what you can do is play no holds bar and then KO it on combat, and if they go all in, they lose all their combo power. So that's something that they have to watch out for when they do decide to go in on this leader. Another thing, what it does is it can choose one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and that card cannot be switched to active mode until the start of your next main phase. So if you play this on your turn, and then you choose one of your opponent's leader, then you're able to lock that leader, and then it cannot swing on their following turn. So, really nice little niche card that you can play in this deck. I decided to play 4 copies of this one, which is a card that's also outside of the set. So, if you guys are loyal to the game, you guys know that this card here is really good into red and yellow archetype. And it does have the offering ability, and it does have the arrival ability. As a side note, you cannot play this guy for free because he is not a 5-cost Beerus, but what he does do is that he reduces combo cost to 0 in the event that you've already used the Beerus here, and as well as the 1-drops here. The 1-drops here, you can place this card from the drop to the warp, and then you get to combo a red or yellow multicolor battle card from your hand for free. but you reduce combo cost by 5k. So if it's a 10k combo power, then it goes down to 5k. So a lot of these multicolors have 1k combo power. So if you already use both the Oracle and the Whis, and you run out of options, at least at the very least, this card becomes a combo cost for free. If you are ever able to choose this card, what it does do is that when it does attack, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less. Rest mode, it can be switched to active mode, which is really nice. Then we have another one called Beerus Godly Games. Another card that you can use into the Arrival toolbox here. Really good because what it does is that when it comes into play, Arrival, it draws you a card, and also on top of this, it restands itself at the end of the turn by providing a sort of a block or revenge kind of thing. So 5 cost card that can provide blocker and revenge is pretty good, and it restands itself after you use it to attack. Really strong, I would say, and it replaces itself. So that's why I play 4 copies of it, so you can filter out through your deck. And then I play this Beerus here, which is another offering ability. This deck, like I said before, is able to abuse offering. So yeah, anyways, it doesn't have an energy stipulation. You don't have to wait until a certain turn to play this guy. And he's also a double strike. The only downside of this card is that you have to pay 2 energies using your Beerus ability. So if you use 2 energy, then you might not. It might deter you from playing this card. But anyways, what it does is when it's played, choose one of your opponent's battle card units and it gets minus 20k. Additionally, if your leader is a Beerus Z leader, which it will be on turn 4 or higher, then you get to give it dual attack, which is really nice. So you have the ability to give dual attack on command here. And then if this card is used in a combo, you get to choose one of your Z unisons and then add 1 marker to it. So another way you can add a marker by adding up a marker. So maybe I should make this at 4 of because of that ability. So giving markers to unison is probably a good strategy. And then, of course, we have the conic here to allow you to offering for 1. And then we have the other one here. It's called Releasing the Power of the Gods. A dual attack 20k person that allows you to draw a card on play if you have 3 or more red energies. And then you also get to stun an opponent's battle card. So good interruption for sure. I might actually play 3 copies of this in the future. And then we have Amusement of the Gods, another card that you can play on 3 energy but it's an activate main. And it chooses one of your opponent's battle card again with 25k power or less, and then it KOs it. So it doesn't dodge indestructible, but it does have the critical ability, which is really nice. And if it has 2 or more yellow energies in the energy, then you get to draw a card. So you're always being able to draw a card by most of these Arrival activate main mechanics. Since you do have a unison into this leader, you can abuse the fact that you can play Merciless Barrage, even though it's only at 1. You can also abuse the fact that you play Almighty Resistance. By discarding a yellow card from your hand, you get to negate a counter attack skill. So if you're going all in and they try to negate you with a floodgate, you could just go, no, I'm just going to negate this card. And then I play this card too as well because you do have a Z leader that can reduce this down to 2. But if you also have a Mighty Blast in play, then you can reduce this down to 1. So you can play this guy for 1, and then you guys know how great he is. He's a blocker, and he's also able to do that. The 1-drops here are really useful as well to help you Z charge, but also allow you to allow you to combo cards that are red and yellow from your hand. So that you can facilitate Arrival strategies. So this is the top 5 cards for a god. This one's the draw one. So I play 8 copies of this because in case I don't want to brick on too many of these that I can't combo. And then you have your Z extra battle card. So then you have the ability here to reduce this card to 1, and for 1 Z energy, you get to have a 25k attacker because he combos a card on attack and from the drop. And then you're also able to rest one of your opponent's battle card. All right, so enough talking. We're going to go into the gameplay video. I know that was a mouthful. So we're going to go into the gameplay video and see how this deck flows turn by turn. All right, now for the gameplay video. So we're going to shuffle our deck here and draw our 6 cards here. We're going to keep this one in our hand because we want to be able to play a turn 1 play. So we're going to do that. And we're going to charge the Explosive Dance and keep pretty much everything else in our hand. So we're going to shuffle our deck here and draw 1. Looks like we draw a conic, so we can do some early offering plays here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to charge the conic here because it's kind of like a card that is more of a win more. So what we're going to do here is pay the 1 energy here to play the Whis. The Whis here is going to look at the top 5 cards of our deck and then add a red god card from our deck to our hand. So what we're going to do here is add something we don't already have. We're going to add here our win condition, but most likely we're going to charge it because we don't need it right away. So using our leader ability, we're going to Z-charge one of our cards in our hand. So we're going to Z-charge this card here. and then allows us to look at the top 5 for yet another god here. Basically what the Whis does here. We're gonna look at the top 5 here, and then we're gonna add one of the gods here that we don't already have. We could go for the no bards hold, but we're gonna hold off on that. We can even add a super combo as well, but seeing as we have 2 super combos in our hand, we're gonna chart from away from using that. We're gonna add this particular Beerus to our hand. We're gonna shuffle our deck. On our opponent's turn, we're gonna Z charge our Whis if they do decide to attack us, and so now we have the 2 Z energy needed so that we can play our Whis from our Z Unison area. So we're going to shuffle our deck. Actually, we're not going to shuffle our deck. We're going to take our turn now and then draw a card. And then now we're going to charge another card here. So we're going to need to find a way to charge the Z energy. So we're going to have to choose between this guy who gives us a marker and gives us offering. So we're going to go for the offering strategy here because it allows us to at least crit our opponent. Paying the 1 energy here, we're going to send the Whis and the Beerus and Whis to play the Z Unison here. So what we're going to do here is play the Z Unison, and it comes in with the 1 marker because we only play the 1 energy. So keep in mind that if you are playing a Z Unison, you can actually pay more energy to play this one. But we want to be able to use our last energy so that we can play this Beerus here. Now that we have a Unison here that's out here, we can also use his ability here to Z charge. So yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to Z charge this guy using our leader ability here for free, and then he's going to fill up our Z energy, look at the top 5 cards, and hopefully we can find another copy of this card here because we want to be able to resolve it. Looks like we didn't draw it, so we're going to add this card to our hand here. And then we're going to shuffle our hand or shuffle our deck. And then now we have a Unison with specified cost of 1. We do have 2 or more energy, so we can actually awaken here. So we're going to awaken here, draw 2, and then we're able to take life until we have 6. So that's really nice. We can swing with the leader here to draw a card, and then we can actually use the activate battle here of our Whis here to give them a marker, and then combo a god card from our hand. So that's what we're going to do here to facilitate our arrival. We're going to combo away our Conic here. Looks like we're not going to play Conic after all in this game. By doing so, this is going to provide us with a 25k base stat of attack. So it's really strong unnecessarily. But anyways, we're going to rival using the 1 energy here to play this Beerus here, which allows us to draw a card if we have 2 or more red cards. So we're going to draw a card here. And then at the end of our turns, if we have 2 or more yellow energy, then we can switch this guy to active mode. So we drew a card, and so we were able to facilitate the reduction cost. That's why he only costs 1. So he's going to be able to Z-charge this guy at the end of battle here. And so this guy is able to be an attack, and then he's going to hit for 20. And then at the end of the turn here, he restands himself, and also the Whis here at the end of turn is able to switch your leader to active mode. So pretty straightforward. So they go after the leader or the Unison. You do have this guy to block the attack and as well as the leader attack. So you have 2 forms of defense to block your Unison from being attacked, which is really, really nice. So on opponent's turn, you're most likely they're going to swing with their smallest unit. You're going to block the attack, and then if they swing with the bigger unit, you can just block that attack. But every time you block an attack, you want to be able to use the activate battle here on their turn so that you get a markup. So they can you can choose to combo 0 if you want to, if you don't want to combo. I would choose to combo 0 because the reason why is you can't pay anything for an arrival anyway. So rivals do unfortunately cost energy to play. So you're just going to use the markup ability and choose 0 and combo nothing. So anyways, assuming that nothing happens and your leader actually got hurt in the battle, you can actually take a damage here to go down to 5. Okay, so now it's your turn again. You're going to charge another energy. It looks like you drew one of your win cons here. So we do have another copy of this card, so we can play and draw a card. We also have this card here we can also play on our opponent's turn so that we are able to lock them from attacking. So we're going to keep both of them, and we're actually going to charge something else. So we do need 3 red energies to use the minus ability. We don't have a yellow energy, so this is going to be kind of a tough choice to charge. But we're going to charge our red card, I guess. So we're going to charge the Oracle Fish because he does only draw us a card. So now what we can do here is attack with the leader like normal, drawing us a card here. And then it looks like we did draw something else that we can use here. So that's probably what we're going to do here. We're going to use the Whis ability to activate main again to go up to 4 markers and then be able to combo this card. And then when this card is using a combo, you get to add yet another marker to Whis here. So that's really nice. And on top of that, you do have the ability to arrival. So what we're going to do is arrival for paying 1 yellow energy to play this Beerus. And this Beerus here is going to be able to draw us a card again, and then able to block an attack to the Unison. So that's really nice. Okay, so this is going to be Z charged here, and so now we have the 3Z energy. We could theoretically play our Beerus here from our Z deck, and then by doing so, we can combo a card from our drop area and also rest one of our opponent's battle cards without using cards out of our hand. But we're going to keep the 2 energy open though, because I have a feeling we're going to do some arrival plays. Although we're probably only going to do 1 arrival play, so yeah, let's do it. So we're going to pay the 1 energy here, paying the 1 Z energy. It says here if you have 2 or more red or yellow multi-god god cards in your energy, you get to play this guy for 1. So we're going to pay the 1 Z energy, so we're going to send off the Beerus here. And this is really nice because if you send this Beerus to the drop area, he can later be used to be able to combo and add another marker to your Whis here. So if that's the case, then we're actually going to attack with when we do attack with this guy, we're actually not going to combo with him because we already used the limit 1 ability of this. So we're going to combo with this one here to pretty much put back the Z energy that we lost by playing this guy. And so we were able to play this guy for literally 1. So you can spam out copies of this Beerus. So really strong Beerus indeed. So now after that, you're going to Z charge this guy and then you can swing with both of these because they restand at the end of the turn. You're not going to attack with this guy because he's a 5k. So end of turn, what's going to happen is you're going to restand both of these and restand your blocker leader because of the Whis ability. Okay, so on your opponent's turn, you could use the explosive dance here, but you don't have a Z extra. Maybe I should have paid the 1 energy to play it instead of playing this guy. So yeah, anyways. And then we can also use the arrival ability as well of this particular Beerus that allows us to stop a battle card or unison from attacking. So that's kind of really nice as well. So that's probably what we're going to do. So what we're going to do here is pretty much combo with our super combo. Once we do decide to block an attack with both of these, lots of ways to block attacks. And we have had this card as well. We're going to reveal the top here, and it looks like it was not a multicolor, so it's only going to be comboing for 10k, which is still fine. And then you can actually arrival playing this Beerus here, and then this provides a dual attack 20k. And then since you don't have you have 3 red energies but not 3 yellow energies, then you're unable to stun your opponent. So at the very least, you're able to minus 15k on play. So we did that. We're going to Z charge this guy. So it looks like we have a lot of Z energy in this deck. So really Z energy friendly, in my opinion. And then so most likely you're going to pass. They're going to pass turn because you just blocked like 4 attacks, and you've also been able to remove cards out of the battle area. Okay, so it looks like we're going to need to find a way to charge another one because we have our boss card here. So it's going to be kind of difficult to play this guy if we want to use our ability. So we're going to charge yet another red energy, unfortunately, because we don't have another multicolor card here. Okay, so we have a kind of a huge board going on here. If we want to give another marker to our unison here, we want to swing with this guy first so that we can proc his ability so he doesn't get KO'd. And so that's going to proc this ability and give yet another marker to our Whis here. And then we can also use his ability to combo a card. But we're not actually going to we're going to give him a marker because we don't have the combo, so we're going to choose 0. And then it's going to put yet another card in our Z energy, so really Z energy friendly. Now that he has 7 markers, we can actually negate an attack, and then they also can only attack 2 more times. So it has kind of like a floodgate ability, which is really nice. So you can attack twice with this guy for 20k, attack with this guy, attack with this guy. So draw a card and such. Okay, so we're actually going to try to combo a card so we can take life, so that by the time we can Z Awaken on turn 5, we can actually put on some monsters. So we're going to use this ability here to combo a card. So we're going to actually activate Metal here to go to 8. Let me see here. Actually, we don't have to do that ability. We can simply combo our super combo here to draw a card. It looks like it was a multicolor card. It looks like it was a multicolored card after all, so this is going to be comboing for 15k. And then we're going to use the leader ability here to take a life because we can choose to that option when we combo a multicolored guard. So we're going to take a life here. And on top of that, we're able to arrival. So since we are able to arrival for 1 less, let's look at our hand here. Doesn't look like we have any arrival Beeruses except for this one, but it's a 4 cost, so we're not going to be able to play this right away. So we're just going to combo away so we can take a life, which is nice. We're going to Z charge this card. And so now that we have 2 energies, we can actually play our boss card here to basically pay for 2 energies. So we're going to pay our 2 red energies here. Because they're basically the mono colors. And then we can choose our opponent's leader cards so it can't swing, choose one of their opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 20k. And they're also able to draw a card too. So we're going to leave 2 energy open so that we can do our rival plays on our opponent's turn. Let's play the 1 energy here so that we can play our Mighty Blast so we can use Explosive Dance, since we have like 3 copies of it in our hand. So yeah, we're going to play our Mighty Blast here, which is really nice. We have so much Z energy as it is. We're going to send this one back to our drop area because we want to be able to use it using our Z extra. So really strong leader so far. So you're going to swing for 20k battle, 20k, 30k double. So that's really strong here. And then on our opponent's turn, we're going to restand everything, of course, before our turn ends. And then so we have 2 blockers. Really nice. We're going to use Explosive Dance so that we don't have to use any of our things. So it taxes our opponent from attacking. We're also able to generate another marker. And then if we really want to floodgate our opponent even more, we do have the Whis here to make sure that they can only attack 2 more times. Really nice. This is also an activate, this is an auto ability, so this happens after the negate step. So this is really nice assurance in case they negate your negate. Okay, so you're going to block your leader swing here. You're probably going to go down to 3 eventually, so let's just go down to 3 so we can see our Z unisons here. So we want to go and play our Z leader. So we're going to draw a card here. We're going to charge yet another Koenig, and then now it's turn 5. We probably could have awakened earlier because this is a simulation. So now that we are at 3 life, we can pay the 1 red energy, look through our Z deck, and then play our Beerus. And then the Beerus here requires 2 Z energy, so we're going to pay the 2 Z here. And so now we have a 20k base stat leader. So now if we were rival using this ability, we're able to draw a lot of cards actually. So what we can do here is swing with our leader, draw a card for 20, and then if we can find the Beerus that allows us to get dual attack, that would be really nice. So for the sake of learning, we're going to actually add that card to our hand here. This Beerus in particular, it's going to allow us to give us dual attack when we can play him for 2 energy. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to use the ability of Whis here to combo away a God card. So we're going to combo away, actually we don't need to do that. We can combo this card because it's a free arrival. Okay, so then we're going to pay the 2 energy here to arrival the guy that gives us 2. Okay, so that's going to trigger an offering ability, and then that means that they're going to either draw 2 cards or give us we were able to draw 2 cards or they crit themselves. Okay, so now we have a guy that can give us our leader dual attack. But unfortunately, we attack with the leader first, so we shouldn't have done that. So what we're going to do is pretend we didn't attack with them, but attack with these guys instead. Okay, so then we're going to combo this guy, arrival this guy in play, giving our leader a dual attack. So this guy gets Z charged. And then we have another 30k double strike offering ability. And then so we're able to attack twice with this guy. And it looks like it's not a once per turn. So if you're able to attack twice with this Z leader, you're able to draw twice because of the dual attack. So really broken mechanic already. So Beerus showing a lot of promise for the next meta for sure. Double strike, and we have this guy who can combo for free from our drop area. And since we haven't used the ability to give a marker to our unison, we can do so as well. So a lot of strong potential so far. And so our leader is able to reduce the combo cost as well. So we can actually arrival for 1, but we already did that ability. So in the event that your opponent tries to block the attack, we do have the Almighty Resistance, but I don't want to tap out in the event that we do so. I think we looked at all of the cards already. Let me see the Z extra. Yeah, other than the No Bars Hold, which is an old card, we can actually use this card to lock out our opponent. But we can also play this card as well to be able to KO one of our opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less, and also draw a card and provide critical. So yeah, so we've already kind of played every single card in our archetype. And so far, my thoughts on this is this leader is actually going to be a tier 1 leader, in my opinion, because you're able to block your unison from attacking. Although, I would imagine people are going to side deck pretty heavily for this deck to kill the Whis because he does not have barrier. And even if he did have barrier, there are cards to circumvent barrier as well. So they should have probably gave him a skill that says he can't be removed from by your opponent's skill or something. But that would make it too strong. So anyways, that was a gameplay video for Beerus. Hope you guys enjoyed the video for the Beerus to see you guys how strong this leader is out of the red set. Definitely much more stronger, in my opinion, than the Vegeta for the red. So yeah, so stay tuned for the next video. I'll be covering green on my next video, so stay tuned for that one. Peace.